Hello and welcome to Nintendo Pals Podcast episode 152. Tonight, we're talking about the latest Indie World Showcase, plus some new updates for the Switch, Pokemon, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and a bunch more. We're talking all of that and more. Well, greetings, fellow Nintendo Pals. My name is Andross, and I'm one of the hosts of the Nintendo Pals Podcast, the show all about Nintendo and friendship. And I'm joined by my best friend, Micah.
Yep.
And Micah, I gotta ask, how the heck are you?
Pretty good.
Good to hear. Good to hear. I'm glad you're always doing pretty good. You know, I don't say how much I appreciate that. I appreciate you doing pretty good. I have a question for you.
I'm sure it's a good one too.
Oh yeah. How long does it take you to form an opinion about a person?
3 to 5 business days.
How do you have such good answers to all of these questions? You are the king of improv. I hope you know.
I'm really not.
You have a one-liner for everything, man. Yeah, I was gonna say the very lawyer answer here of it depends. There are certain things that can be that a person can do that will make me form an opinion on them very quickly. And then
for sure though.
And then but those I think are few. Like if you come in and are like, I hate video games. I'm like, I've got an opinion. I got an opinion.
And what would your opinion be? Someone who hates
that they hate video games. I think in all honesty, if someone came and said that they hate video games, which we have had happen to us before, do you remember that Applebee's conversation? Yeah.
Yeah, I had blocked that from my memory.
Oh yes. I love dogs. Don't you? Don't you love dogs?
Dogs are great.
Oh, dogs are great. Yeah, so good. So if you were to state that you hate video games, I think my opinion would be I don't think I can be friends with this person. If they have an animosity towards a hobby I like, I probably won't be able to be friends with them. I could be friendly, but I'm not gonna my opinion's formed. I'm probably not gonna get to know you much beyond this conversation. Wow, does this make me
probably
shallow?
Just pity them.
Pity them. Yeah. Yeah. Well, speaking of forming opinions off of people you just met, have you considered leaving us a 5-star review? You, listening right now. You could leave the Nintendo Pals Podcast a 5-star review. And you know what that does? It helps us to take over the world of Nintendo podcasts. That's right. You can leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podchaser, and Audible. Those are all places we know have 5-star review sections. But if you are so inclined and find other places to leave 5-star reviews for us, do it. Do it. We appreciate everybody who has left us 5-star reviews, including the brand new anonymous review received this week, bringing the total of our Apple podcasts up to 66 5-star reviews. Thank you so much to everybody who has left us one there. It really does help the show out. It boosts us in the search algorithms, promotes our show to more people, and makes us feel good about ourselves, you know. Yo, Fedorable Will here in the chat donates 500 bits. Good grief. Fedorable Will, thank you so much. Do those count as stars? Those are better than stars. That's financial support. We appreciate you. We do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, and hey, anybody out there listening, you can also pitch in with financial support if you have a Prime membership, an Amazon Prime membership. You can check out twitch.tv/Nintendo_pals and sub for free with your free Prime sub, as well as you can support us on Patreon. There's not a free way to do that, but you can if you are so inclined. We greatly appreciate it. It helps us do more with the show, and we can't thank you enough. We don't deserve it. That is how I feel. Micah has no words for that. How do you feel about it, Mike?
Well,
how do you feel
I
about
was
financial
like,
support?
maybe you should have a higher opinion of yourself.
Oh, okay, we deserve it. We 100% deserve it. Everybody go support us on Patreon. Let's move on to the first segment of our show. Let's talk what you playing. Micah, what have you been playing lately, my guy?
Not too much, actually, this last week. I have still been playing some Immortals Phoenix Rising. Besides that, played some Human Fall Flat with you. And it had been so long that there are like 5 new levels for us to play. So,
oh my goodness,
that was
another 500 bits from Alex in the chat. Thank you so much. Good grief, you guys are too kind. Thank you. We do so appreciate that. And here we are talking about Human Fall Flat. Human Fall Flat, yeah, there were 5 new levels to play, and they were good. I
enjoyed them
think
all.
All of them were really good, solid levels. And these are the extra dreams levels of Human Fall Flat, which I believe are community made levels through like Steam Workshop. I think
that's kind of what I just assumed, but I haven't bothered looking to see if that's true.
I don't know why they'd be in a separate section. You know what I mean? Like it's just odd. But they're very they're very good. They're very good levels. The one was really challenging, I think. The tower level.
The tower?
Yeah. That had some pretty precise platforming, which this game is not great for precise platforming.
No, absolutely not. And it had even more precise putting a tube into a slightly larger tube.
Oh my gosh, that we spent what felt like minutes just trying to
at least one of them was minutes long.
Oh, good times. For those that haven't played Human Fall Flat, it's a very physics-based game where your arms
essentially controlling a ragdoll character.
Yeah, and your arms move in the direction you look. So you're just constantly looking around. Probably not great for someone who gets easily motion sick. But yeah, you're essentially a ragdoll, little bean character. It's very fun. I think it's a really worthwhile game to pick up on the Switch. It goes on sale all the time, and it's just constantly getting updates with new levels. So we come back to it like every year and have a couple new levels to play.
Yeah. Although I feel like it's a game that's better in smaller quantities.
And in co-op. Better in co-op
for sure.
Yeah.
Because it can get a little frustrating trying to get your character to do what you want them to. But then again, I mean, that's part of the fun.
Yeah. But I do agree. It's one that it's like I couldn't play through the entire game in one day. I'd be like, that's too much.
Yeah.
Nice. Anything else you want to highlight you've been playing?
Besides that, I played a little more Metroid Dread. First time in a while. Not continuing, but starting another minimum item run. Just for fun this time. Didn't even bother timing it.
Which is kind of crazy.
It's probably... I'd have to be the rest of the game in about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Hit my record time.
Probably less stressful, but definitely still a stressful way to play Metroid Dread. Yeah. Micah is playing the game on extra hard. But it's a good game. Watching you play it again was super fun. I could come back. It's like come back to an old friend. You know what I mean?
I
Um,
suppose.
well, I've got exciting news for you, Micah. I've done
Hmm.
it. I am the Eggplant King.
Oh,
Yes, in Spelunky 2, I finally made it to Eggplant World in a seeded run. My
so you did. This is going to sound terrible, but you did murder the Eggplant King, correct?
I don't think he I don't think murder. He does say eat your vegetables, and he's still kind of there, just a skeleton.
Okay, so you did
Yes
get
I
like the
did.
crown
Yeah, yeah,
drop.
I'm glad I did because that's like a
That would have
thing
been
I
a
need
real
to get.
bummer.
Yeah, I would have had to go back. Oh, but yeah, is there anything else to do on that level? I scoured it. I thought there would be like a character
Um,
unlock, but there
I
was
don't
not.
think there's a character, but I mean there are journal entries for like the creatures you find there, I think,
Yeah.
and you might have to murder those as well to get them added. I don't quite remember how it
No,
works.
you just have to jump on their head to get them
Oh, you
added.
just tell me that. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
cool.
you only have to kill the king. That's the only murdering you did.
Yeah. Listen, I became the king. That's just that's just what happens. And I don't remember if I even finished. No, I died.
Even
Hundun.
with your fancy new eggplant powers.
Yeah, Hundun hit me onto spikes,
I hate that.
and I got just slapped around. But I mean, I've beat the game before, so actually, I don't know if I have on in a solo game beat Hundun. I've
Oh,
made it.
behind you.
I've made it to the cosmic ocean, which is like the secret world.
Don't you have to be on Dune to get to that?
Yeah, but you don't like beat the game.
Oh, yeah.
So I might need to do that still because I think there's a character unlock for doing that, right? Don't you unlock Pixel Spelunker?
I have no idea. I don't remember things like that anymore.
Anywho, that's what I played this week. Is
So have you finished your journal stuff yet? All the challenges?
no, I haven't got the Jester crown thing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's a terrible one. You have to like get cursed and then uncurse yourself.
Yeah, something weird like that. It shouldn't be too hard, especially with a seeded run. But we'll see. Besides that, I played a little bit of Mario Kart. Just felt like playing some Mario Kart, so I did some Grand Prix Mario Kart 8. Just a good time. Good time. Well, that's it for what we've been playing. Why don't we jump into the news? Because we got a lot to talk about in the Nintendo news. Ignore that first note. That's left over from last week. Second note, there was an indie showcase this week. Did you see it, Micah?
I don't recall. What were some games from it?
Oh, there were a lot of games from it. Micah and I watched it together day of, not on release, because what did it release at like 9 in the morning? I was at work.
Yeah, at some point in the morning. Also, potentially before I was fully awake.
Yeah. So how did you feel about it? How'd you feel about the showcase?
I thought it was pretty all right. But
I'm
there
gonna
are a lot
agree.
of pretty good looking games,
Yeah.
but nothing that I don't think I'm going to be picking anything up. Maybe Rift of the Necrodancer.
I think I will be picking up Rift of the Necrodancer. But besides that, yeah, I don't
Not even
personally.
Shadows over Loathing with those stick people.
That was pretty funny, but I think I might just get West of Loathing, which goes on sale for like $1 all the time.
That reminds me of funny. Did you ever get that Jester's Tale?
No. And I really shouldn't buy any new games. I have so many to play, and I just don't need any more. But yeah, I would I'm gonna agree with you that I'll say that it's pretty all right. It was an all right showcase. Not as exciting to me as the last showcase. The last showcase I felt like was a slam dunk home run for indie showcase. That's the last couple have been slam dunk home runs, and there's always great games talking about in there. Uh, this one has a lot of big names in it though, just not of interest to us. So
Yeah.
maybe we'll go through some of these here. And we can just kind of go through what was announced. Um, Mineko's Night Market. That one looked really cool. It had a farm-ish element with like the cat spirit, and I really liked the art style. Uh, yeah, that one looks really good. My Time at Sandrock was it's a My Time at Portia sequel that takes place in like more deserty terrain. Do you remember what this next one is? We can alternate between.
Yeah. Played Up. You don't remember Played Up? The potentially, well, you can play multiplayer,
Oh yeah,
kind
it's
of
like a
running a restaurant. You
it's
like
like moving
build it.
out meets Diner Dash kind of
Yeah.
game. Yeah.
So you have to make all the food and get it to the customers before they get angry or something.
Quilts and Cats of Calico, which is based off an actual board game by the same name, I'm assuming.
I assume so. Not one we'd heard of.
Mm.
But then they show off Rift of the Necrodancer by the same peeps as Crypt of the Necrodancer. Still a rhythm game, but a little bit different gameplay.
Very different gameplay wise, but fantastic art style. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. A little to the left, Cupboards and Drawers DLC. And you know what, Micah? My son was actually playing this yesterday. He's playing a little to the left while we were driving somewhere. Like,
Nice.
maybe he saw the commercial. Like, oh, better get ready for this DLC coming out.
I can't remember. Was that DLC free or was
No,
that
I
paid?
believe it was
That one
paid,
was paid.
but I'm gonna guess it's gonna be very inexpensive. I don't know.
Yeah, 'cause I think the game itself was like $15, so
Yeah,
soon the DLC won't be too much. They showed off Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeons Puzzlers Pack DLC. I feel like I read that very weird, and I believe that one was free.
hmm and then on the DLC train, Cult of the Lamb, Relics of the Old Faith update, which added some new game modes, a like endless mode, a boss rush mode. They seemed terrible, like hard, terrible, not
Yeah,
terrible like bad.
they mentioned something about permadeath at some point.
Yeah, I'm like no. Oh,
Uh,
and then this next one we had a guest appearance by the legendary video game Donkey. I said donkey weird. Donkey. uh
a little bit of Shrek in there.
what yeah, what's funny is that he does a lot of commentary videos that are very I would say off color from what Nintendo would like, I think. So it's just really funny to see him here. I mean, he's a huge gaming YouTube creator that makes videos talking about gaming, and he does a lot around Nintendo. So it's just really fun and cool to see him in an official Nintendo production.
Yep, and he didn't really add too much to the
No, he
conversation
didn't.
of the
He
game.
just he just said, "Hi, I'm Funny Man Video Game Donkey." He owns the publishing company that is working with the developer of this game that we haven't even mentioned, Animal Well,
Yeah,
which looks really good.
yeah,
It looks really cool. It's kind of Metroid like.
old school
Yeah,
2D platformer.
yeah, yeah. Is
And they,
it my turn?
I
What
don't
time
remember.
is it? It's crime o'clock. I don't remember this game. I really don't remember what this one was.
I remember they made a couple terrible jokes. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
remember what the
this was
jokes
the one
were.
that's like it's like a search and find. It was like one of those Where's Waldo books for different. It was like a time travel
Yeah,
searching.
someone dropped a clock at the beginning and it broke, and
Yeah,
then weird time stuff started to happen.
it looked cool.
That's
It
like
looked
all I
cool.
remember.
Uh, do you have the
And then,
notes?
and
Oh,
then yeah, and then they, it took me a second to get back to them, but I had them somewhere. And then they showed off Tesla Grad 2 and the remaster of the original Tesla Grad, which
which are
those did look pretty good.
Shadow dropped out now. Yep. Uh, Speaking of shadow dropped, Shadows over Loathing. Ho, ho, ho. Yeah, that's a double pun because that one was also shadow dropped, and it has shadow in the title, which is like a stick figure comedy RPG game, sequel to West of Loathing. Nothing else to say on that one. We liked it. We both laughed.
It's quite humorous.
Hmm.
They had an arachnophobia setting and a not arachnophobia setting, which seemed like very weird settings to at least the not arachnophobia
I feel
setting
like
seemed like a real
everything should
weird
have
setting.
that setting. Everything.
But yeah, I will not be using the not arachnophobia setting.
Oh man.
Then they showed up Blasphemous 2.
And moving right along in the land of sequels, Oxenfree 2. That game's title will forever haunt this podcast and us. But Oxenfree 2, Lost Signals.
Yeah, I have a confession. I did remember Oxenfree. I just didn't want you to feel bad being the only one who didn't know what it
Yeah,
was.
thank you, Micah.
So
I appreciate that.
yeah,
As you take a drink instead of list the next game.
yeah, I kind of forgot it was my turn.
Yeah. We're
Then they
cruising
showed
through
up
these, man.
Paper Trail. Is this when? I was like, when did they get to the montage section?
I think this is the montage section because I don't remember this one.
Yeah, like I don't particularly remember this one very well.
Little Kitty, Big City.
Chance of Sonar.
Brotato. This was another one that stood out to me. I was like, oh, I like that.
All the weird,
Good pun.
humorous ones.
Yeah. Yeah, it's easy to get us when they're kind of weird.
They show up to Escape Academy, the complete edition.
And then they showed Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach.
Which I believe you were very excited about.
I will not be picking up this game.
Mentioned you were going to be streaming it at some point, probably.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Then I think they ended with a Bomb Rush Cyberpunk.
Nice. Yeah, and that was the end. They ended in the montage. They're like, all right, there was no. We have one more announcement.
They usually have a not montage thing to end with, it seems like, but not this time.
Yeah. Overall, it was fine. I'd say this is like if I'm giving this a letter grade, a C. It passes.
Just barely passing?
Yeah.
I was thinking more of probably like a B minus.
Okay. I feel like that's fair. There's just a lot of stuff that was shown in here that, like, some of the most exciting stuff is stuff that's already announced. You know, it's a lot of
Yeah.
DLC. There's some sequels, and like some things that are just straight up have already been shown in other presentations. And that's cool. It's great to get updates on those, but when it takes up so much of the time, it's, I don't know, brings it down for me. Well, let's move on to the next news item. Hey, there's a new Tetris 99. It's a Tetris 99 Maximus Cup theme, the 33rd Maximus Cup, and it is Kirby Return to Dreamland Deluxe.
Wasn't like the last one also Kirby?
The last two
They had like the
were
last two.
Yes, it was Kirby's Dream Buffet and Kirby in the Forgotten Land. So, for whatever reason, Tetris really liking Kirby. Really loving it.
Must do pretty good for them, I guess, for them to keep going with it.
Guess so. I got nothing to talk about with that. They seem to be very delayed at this point. I remember them being way more like on top of like, oh yeah, here's a Maximus Cup with the theme for this game, but they're like super delayed now.
Yeah, this one, I mean, Kirby's Dreamland remake or whatever it is, I already forgot. That came out like pretty recently though.
Yeah, fairly recently. Yeah. Yep. Well, Micah, give us our next news item. Do it.
Okay, going back a little bit, speaking of not much to talk about, there's a new Switch update. Which, as far as I know, just had the standard increased stability and whatnot.
Yeah, I tried balancing on my Switch, and I felt very stable. Don't do that. Do not try that at home, anybody. I was joking. It's a bad joke, dad joke. Yeah, so it's just a stability update. But moving right along, more updates. There's an update for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Now, I did not get a chance to dive into what this update entails at all. And I haven't heard anything about it, so I assume it is also just kind of some stability.
It probably introduced some more visual bugs.
Yeah,
And
probably more bugs. Yeah. Yeah. Nintendo really loves the bug type.
what's like the opposite of being on fire? Because that's what you are
Underwater.
right now.
Wow, you are underwater. um yeah, here's the release notes right here. Thank you for playing the Pokemon series. On Wednesday, April 19th, we released the version 1.30 update for the Nintendo Switch exclusive software titles Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. And that's it. No, there's some bug fixes with link battles and battles. They fixed the issue with Pokemon Go connecting crashing.
Oh yeah, couldn't it also just like delete your data or something crazy?
Yep. Yep. Uh, Fixed a bug affecting trainers who received Hisui and Zoroark from the mystery gift screen as a special early purchase bonus for the hidden treasure of Area Zero. Without first having seen Zoroark in the game, this bug caused Zoroark to be incorrectly displayed as registered in these trainers' Pokédexes. Oh, so it like wouldn't. It wasn't showing them as earned potentially. So yeah, it looks like it's just a bunch of minor fixes here and there. Just keep scrolling through it, skimming through it here. I don't see anything else that's super noteworthy. Feature adjustments. Change has been made to the deadline for entries for friendly competitions.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't know either. So it's just bug fixes. Anywho, that's it. That's it for that. Let's move on.
Yep, there have been 4 new classic Sega Genesis games added to the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack thing. And they are Pulseman, Street Fighter 2 Special Champion Edition, Kid Chameleon, and Flicky.
Street Fighter 2, one of the 30 editions. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool, actually. I have heard of Pulseman. If I recall correctly, Pulseman's pretty cool.
I played about 30 seconds of Pulseman.
Nice. Cool.
It
Is
seems
is
pretty
good?
good from
Okay,
those
yeah.
30 seconds.
Nice. Well, dang, I didn't know Street Fighter 2 was in this until I even copy pasted these in here, and I didn't. I was so blind to what I was doing, I didn't even see what I put in. Street Fighter 2, nice. I noticed you skipped over this news item, and is
Yeah, I
this
just really
just
didn't want to talk about it.
yeah, this is your deep-seated disdain for Xenoblade Chronicles. Well, I'll talk about it. Xenoblade Chronicles 3: Future Redeemed is coming. As the day this podcast releases, it is out. This looks to be a story. Well, it is a story expansion that brings in the protagonists from the first 2 games. So good old Shulk and Rex are going to be here. Something's going down. It seems like it's going to be pretty intense and crazy for fans of Xenoblade Chronicles lore. But it is also DLC, so this can't be like a full nother game, right? Is this? It's so hard to
Who
tell
knows?
with Xenoblade because you have like Golden Torna, which was like a game, a full game. It's like not really a game, but it was a game inside the game. Yeah, that's cool. And with that, amiibo figures of the protagonists Noah and Mio from Xenoblade Chronicles 3 have been announced and will be coming. Let's
Those are
go
probably my two
amiibo
favorite protagonists.
from Xenoblade Chronicles
No,
3.
yeah,
Yeah,
Noah and Mio.
yeah, pretty cool.
Speaking
Yeah.
of pretty cool, I
No, not
guess.
yeah.
Gary Bowser has been released from jail on good behavior and has been ordered to pay $14 million in damages to Nintendo.
I don't know if you remember reporting on this. It's been 2 years. I think it was 2 years ago that uh group that a group was busted for selling modified switches that have the capability of pirating software really easily. And he was one of those involved. And this is crazy. I mean, he is getting made an example of because I think over the course of like 3 years doing it, made $300,000, which is nothing to sneeze at. But it's not $14 million. That's a
Nope.
lot of money. That's a lot.
Yeah.
This so the specifics, and there was a lot of coverage of this. The specifics of the agreement are that he has to pay back 14 million, and that Nintendo is entitled to like 15 to 30% of his monthly income.
Which will, I heard, I mean, probably be for the rest of his life, unless
Yeah,
he
for
makes more
14.
than 14. Well, unless he
Yeah.
makes more than like 50 million, even if it's just like 30%. So that's kind of a bummer.
This dude's life is ruined. Like completely ruined. And to me that feels like not okay. I know I know maybe I definitely am anti piracy, but dang, this guy's getting punished harder than some things I consider like irredeemably immoral. You know what I mean? Like this is crazy. Uh yeah, but Nintendo's really going hard at it because it's to set an example. Like don't try this. Don't pirate our stuff, and don't make profit off that.
Yeah, and especially don't pirate and then sell things, essentially.
LPD says, I think they used to put pirates in jail. Yeah, that's true, but I think pirates also used to be a little bit more dangerous and physically violent and just bad news.
Hmm.
But I think there are. This is not this. Our podcast is not one to debate moral dilemma and issues, but yeah, that's crazy. I I mean, I don't know. If this was me, I'd be like, I would be regretting everything I had done because
Yeah, I'm
that's
pretty
insane.
sure they regret
Yeah,
at least getting caught.
yeah. Uh, well, speaking of regret, Nintendo of Japan has officially changed the name of the foreman from Wrecking Crew from Blackie to Spike. Spike appeared in the Mario movie as a minor character. Um,
Spoilers.
oh, dang, spoilers. Uh, and yeah, I think Spike's a better name. So, well, with that, why don't we jump into the rumor mill? Where is that? Where? Wait, there's the button. Alrighty. There is not much to talk about with rumor mill this week, except for a warning. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom has been obtained by certain individuals out in the world. So beware.
Supposedly.
Beware of leaks. Yeah, supposedly. So just be careful out there. There's also big chances of people faking that they have the game and leaking screenshots and things that aren't actually real.
Yeah.
So it's that time. It's pre-release time. So that's mostly what we're out here talking about for the rumor reel this week. With that, I think that's an episode. A fast one. But Micah, why don't you pull a fast one and tell us where people can find you on the internet? I don't know what this means. Like you're gonna trick us.
I'm trying to decide how I could pull a fast one with this.
Oh, got him. You're going to Micah Prime and subscribing.
You can find me on the internet everywhere at Andross1.
Oh.
Got him.
Oh, nice. And you can find me everywhere on the internet at Micah Prime. That's on Twitch and YouTube, Twitter, which I don't use at all. Micah Prime.
I hear you just posted a single reply to someone's comment.
Yep, true. But for real, both of those do exist. We're just speaking for each other in each other's behalf. Check out our YouTube channels and Twitch channels for our personal stuff because it's cool. It's awesome. And if you want to support the show, follow us on social medias. Nintendo Pals everywhere. Twitter, TikTok,
I can't see,
YouTube,
actually.
Instagram.
Mention something we forgot to mention, the new game trial for Republic Commando.
That is because by the time this episode goes out, it will be over, I believe.
Yep. Sucks to be you guys, unless you're listening.
And
live,
we did mention it in last week's news episode. So don't worry if anybody missed it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did. Sorry to everybody that did miss it. Republic Commando game trial. Let's close out here with the Patreon Poke Rap. The shout out to all of our Patreon supporters. We gotta rap some Patreon.
You just do the singing. I'll take care of the hard part.
Let's get it on.
We want to be the best that ever was. And shout out our pals over on Patreon.
LPD, Rizzle, Retro Logic Day, U-Dog Gamer, Slim Tour, Spanish, and Solo Something, Brian, Little Miss 7, and Cosmic.
Catch 'em, gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all. Patreon.
K9 Katina, Third Strongest Moon, Tim the Nintendo Dad, Lance and Sturgill, Monkey Thunder, Purple Biola, Dat Fast John, and Lava Plays 2.
Gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all.
Yeah.
Gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all.
Yeah.
Gotta catch 'em all. Patreon. Let's get 150 or more. Yeah, please to be a Patreon donor is your destiny.
Thank you all so much for listening, and we will talk to you next episode. Bye-bye.